Hi, my name is Stanley Shen and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be solving 3 AP Physics 1 kinematic problems that you might see on a test or exam. Let's get started. Our first step is to take a look at our problem and translate it into variables which we can later substitute into equations. Now, since the car starts at a velocity of 15 meters per second, we can write VO is equal to 15 meters per second. While it appears we do not have V or final velocity, we actually do. We mentioned that the car reaches a complete stop at the end, so we can write V equal to 0 meters per second. Yikes, okay. Now, what is the acceleration? We know its acceleration is negative 2 meters per second, since, well, this car is decelerating. As we can write our equation. 0 is equal to 15 minus 2t. Now, we can put this into our calculator to get 7.5 seconds. And that's our answer for the first question. Since the problem doesn't mention any external forces, we'll just assume that other forces like friction and air resistance do not exist. Just to review, remember that friction is caused by two groups of atoms forming a jagged surface, and just like that stubborn person in a group project, they just collide, waste energy, and slows down everything in the end. Now, since we know how fast the ball is traveling initially, how far it goes, and the acceleration, we should be able to use Kinematics equation 3 to get our answer. Now first, like the first problem, we take our word problem and translate it into variables which we can use later. Then we can start writing our equation. The initial velocity is 0. And since the ball is falling at the acceleration of gravity, and since going down is positive, we can write 9.81. Then, since the ball falls 100 meters, we can write 100. Now we can substitute into our calculator to get that V is approximately 44.29, which means that when the ball hits the ground, it is traveling at approximately 44.29 meters per second. Now, that ball is falling pretty fast, but not even a magical ball that doesn't experience air resistance can fall faster than my upload frequency on YouTube. Now, let's do one more problem, this time without a self-deprecating joke to go along with it. We're going to define our coordinate axis plane as the top being 0 and the bottom being h. That means we can write h, since that's how far the ball travels, is equal to 0, since the ball starts at 0 within our coordinate plane. It's also starting from a vertical standstill, which means this is plus 0, plus 1/2, and since it's falling at the acceleration of gravity, g, and then times t squared. Now, let's manipulate this algebraically, and we get 2h divided by g is equal to t squared, which means t is equal to square root of 2h divided by g. Now, since we need to calculate how far the ball travels, but we know how long it takes before hitting the ground, meaning we can use d is equal to vt. Now, we calculate t over here, meaning that v times the square root of 2hg is equal to d. Now we can substitute in numerical values to get that d is equal to approximately 8.74 meters, meaning that the ball travels 8.74 meters before hitting the ground. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.